Welcome back, everybody. I'll be your boy Rim. This is Let Me Talk About Wrestling Updates. Now, I know I've been going for a little minute. You know what I mean? Last week was wrestling packed. Every day we had a different show from Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, TNA. So I'm covering them all in one shot. And plus, bear with me. I was celebrating my birthday all last week. This is why you guys haven't heard from me. But now I'm back. You know what I mean? Talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all like, what you want me to talk about, and we'll do that moving forward. But this is your weekly wrestling update.
That probably take her. Big leagues.
Shit, shit. Wanna know the difference between my
Big leagues.
everything we do on this side, man.
Big leagues.
Everything.
Big league. Y'all. Big league. Big leagues. Big boy.
First stop this week is Monday Night Raw, coming live from Evansville, Indiana. We had our show opener with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. You know them dudes. They've been having a love-hate relationship since Cody came back to the WWE. And you know, instead of breaking each other down this promo, Cody was being this white hot baby face as he usually is, saying we need to uplift each other. But basically, they're setting up for Crown Jewel, which I believe nobody cares about. Because honestly, I don't. The stakes aren't high, and that PLE is not really part of the main storyline in WWE. It's like a side quest at this point. You know what I mean? They're gonna fight for a title that nobody's gonna carry because the shorties they keep that big ass belt locked up in the case all year round until this time of the year. Whoever wins gets to rock a cool ring, which everybody wore for the first time this week. But that's where we at with it. It was fine. It is what it is. Hopefully the match is good.
Next up, we have a six-man no DQ tag match between Penta and the War Raiders versus the New Day with Grayson Waller. Now, all these guys are talented, but I feel that this match is becoming more repetitious more than ever. It's like every week we're like stuck in the Phantom Zone with the same matches going on. Now, the New Day, decorated, one of the most popular tag teams and well-decorated tag teams of all time. You know what I mean? The War Raiders, they get busy. Penta's the man. Grayson is just Grayson. But what I'm saying is, we gotta build the tag team division because isn't the Judgment Day still the tag team champions, but they have no matches at all? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's move on from this. Next up, we go into the women's division. Stephanie Vickier came out as the new women's heavyweight champion, and she gave a nice promo both in English and Spanish, and her English is getting better day by day. Also, she said basically she's going to challenge the winner of that triple threat match on Smackdown between Nia, Tiffany, and Jade. I almost forgot her name because she reminds me of Storm so much. But yeah, Jade Cargill. You know what I mean? To see who's going to be the women's champion to face off at Crown Jewel. Which once again I said, nobody cares about that PLE. And then also, we had the Bayley match versus Roxanne Perez, which was dope. And I like this new thing we got with Bayley where she seems off a little bit and a little bit not all in. You know what I mean? The match was good. She ends up winning. But in the same note, she brought Lyra out with her, pretending to be her friend. But is she really her friend? We don't know. But she popped on her. You know what I mean? It was funny, and Lyra's left in the ring looking stupid. I love this new Bayley we getting right now. Well, if y'all saw what happened, then y'all saw what happened. Rusev versus JD McDonough. You know what I mean? The bobblehead kid. But yeah, peep this. They've been teasing this whole Judgment Day breakup for like 2 years. If y'all gonna pull a trigger, pull a trigger. What the fuck y'all waiting for? But the match was good. Rusev basically beat the shot of JD. You know what I mean? And Dom didn't want to help him. Finn peeped it. So Finn tried to help him. But you know what? When it happened, it's going to be epic when they finally break up the Judgment Day. And mind you, this shit started out as Edge's little gothy group or vampire team, whatever the fuck you want to call them, a supernatural squad. But now they're a bunch of essays. I fucks with it. We got main event Jey Uso versus LA Knight, or was that shade of the right-hand man, Jey Uso, versus LA Knight. Now, we've been watching this shit happen for weeks, right? And we get the shit sprinkled in there. Jay is showing signs of turning into a mini Roman Reigns, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean? He basically saying, yo, listen, I don't fuck with LA Knight. You know what I mean? He ain't the fan. Your boy always try to come for my title or get in my way. It's about me and mine right now. And if you ain't with it, you ain't with it. So they got into the match. You know what I mean? Jay wins the match. The match was good, like I said. But it ain't about the match. It's about the aftermath. Because it wasn't once Jay won, because the brother Bronze came out, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. They came out to interfere. You already know how that goes. You know what I mean? But Jay used the interference as a way to win the match. And then at the end of the match, he left, and them boys went in to jump LA Knight. But then his brother Jimmy is like, yo, bro, we gotta go help him. And Jay like, nah, fam, that ain't on me. And he left. So, you know, Jimmy ran down there. You know what I mean? Should mind his fucking business. But y'all see what happens next week on Raw. You heard? Tonight's main event, you got Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. The match was great. I love it. I love Hill Asuka. You know what I mean? Rhea Ripley will always be mommy, and she's always on the top. You heard? You know what I mean? But it will happen at the end. So long story short, it feel like they're fighting for Io Sky's love, and Asuka almost had Rhea beat, but Rhea reversed it, got the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Oh, she spit on her. You heard? She had it looking like a Smurf out there. This is a good feud. Next up is Friday Night Smackdown, coming from Orlando, Florida. Now, the show opens up with Paul Heyman trying to talk his talk, but of course, our favorite QB, Cody Rhodes, he shows up and he interferes. He starts talking his talk, but then the brother Bronze come out. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come to kick your ass. Now let me stop. All jokes aside, Cody pops off. Cody's doing his 1, 2 thing and all that. But, you know, the number game don't lie. So the brothers Bronze was kicking his ass. And then the big homie popped up for the save. You get an RKO. You get an RKO. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? But, of course, WWE, with their 1,000-year storytelling, is still sprinkling the seeds if Randy's going to turn on Cody. We'll see. Next match we had was Julia and Kiana James versus Meechin and B-Fab. Now, this is crazy. Why they do this to Meechin, aka Mia Yim, and B-Fab? They got their asses kicked. Like, it wasn't even fair. It's like, what's up? Why y'all got the sis always jobbing out, man? Like, that shit crazy. You know what I mean? The match is not even worth watching, to be honest with you. They just got their ass kicked. You know what I mean? Shouts out to them, though. Yo, if y'all got about 10 or 15 minutes, go watch that match between Sami Zayn and Javon Evans for the United States Championship. That shit was fire, and that boy is talented. He's young. I think he's like 21, 22, but it's crazy. Son gets busy in the ring. And shout out to Sammy, man. He's having one hell of a year. My man finally got the blue thunder bomb to actually win the match. That's crazy. That's wild. But nah, go watch that match, man. It was great. Yo, I was wilding. I'm speeding. I forgot to talk about that tag team #1 contenders match. You know what I mean? You had the Street Profits versus Metal Dope Miz. You know what I mean? Metal Dope Miz is a cool name, and the Street Profits always been my homies, but either they gonna win and get titles, or they're gonna break up, because this is what they've been teasing on both sides, but mostly for the Street Profits. I don't really want my boys to break up. Those the homies. I'm good. You know what I mean? Just let them guys win some matches. I did a video on that too before. Go check out the catalog. But this shit with Melo and the Miz is like Miz is basically does what Miz always does. He's out for himself. You know what I mean? And y'all keeping Melo stagnated. And even though Melo was the man at NXT, but he's been up on the main roster for like a year, almost 2 years now, I think. And he really hasn't done much. But anyway, number one contenders match, Tag Team Championship. Street Profits will win again. And hopefully they can stop feuding with the Wyatt Six because I'm over them too. I'm off this. Next up, we have the Women's Championship Triple Threat match between Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, and Nia Jax. Now, the match was fucking wonderful. It was amazing. It was a lot of hard hits, a lot of blows and punishment, and they was kicking each other's ass. Even at one point, Jade Cargill got split open, and I think that's what messed the whole match up. I don't know if it was written in there or if it happened accidentally, but long story short, she got split open, so I think they was trying to wrap the match up real fast, and Nia got pinned, and I think she was supposed to kick out, but she didn't kick out, so the ref delayed it, and everybody seen it, so it took out the whole, you know what I mean? But Tiffany Stratton retains, and she's going to face Stephanie Vakir at Crown Jewel, which nobody cares about. Alright, so I love hanging out with y'all right now, but I'm trying to wrap this video up because I'm tired. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, so we're going to move on to NXT right now, right? So, if you're not watching NXT, you should. And if you're not watching TNA, you should. So to catch up to speed real quick, my boy, Trick Williams, who is an NXT superstar, is the TNA Wrestling Company's champion. Wow, I know. Behind the scenes, WWE and TNA, they have a working relationship. They have a deal with each other. But besides all that BS, my boy Trick Williams is the TNA champion, and he's been talking spicy to the entire TNA locker room. You feel me? This week on NXT, as we're watching the program and everything that's been going down, little by little, you see TNA wrestlers popping up in the NXT arena, one by one, until we got to that main event with Obafemi and Trick Williams, see, putting the NXT title on the line. That's Obafemi's title. And Trick Williams had the TNA title. He's putting on the line. Winner takes all. So they popping off. They fighting. They doing all that, right? You know what I mean? More and more TNA wrestlers are showing up in the crowd at the NXT arena, to the point where somebody interfered in the match. The match got thrown out, and the show ended up with a whole brawl. NXT wrestlers hopping out the crowd. TNA wrestlers hopping out the crowd. NXT wrestlers coming from the back. They was banging ringside in the ring. And then we set up for No Mercy PLE with Ricky Saints walking through all the mess, picking up the NXT title, but with Obafemi stopping him while everybody in the chaos was fighting in the background. Pure cinema. Now, over in the world of AEW, I'm just now putting my foot back in the pool. It's been a minute, but I've been liking what I've been seeing. I saw the tag team match with Brody King and Bandito, better known as Brodito, which is a dope name. And they had a great match against the GOA, but they retained their championships. I like that. That was cool. I did enjoy that Hangman Page match against Lee Moriarty, and that was a great match. It went on for about 15-20 minutes, and my man Adam Page he got the win, well deserved. You know what I mean? But what I did like was the women's match with Chris Statlander going against Mira Shirakawa, something like that. Sorry if I just chopped you up, but I think it's Shirakawa. You know what I mean? They had a great match. It was dope. Both the women could really wrestle. They was throwing hard hits, and they was getting to each other, but Statlander retained. And then the Death Riders with John Moxley and them came out. And I thought she was going to align with them, but she played them, meaning Chris Statlander, because she gave Wheeler Yuta the mean clothesline or lariat, whatever you want to call it. But that was pretty dope too. You know what I mean? So I got to get more back into AEW. And I'm going to start bringing more breakdowns for that for you guys too, of what I liked and what I didn't like. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all rocking with me so far. And I'm here. You heard? I be your boy Rim. This has been another episode of Let Me Talk About Wrestling Updates. I'll be here every Tuesday about 7 o'clock. Catch the whole crew for Let Me Talk Podcast. Mondays at 8:30 live on Twitch and YouTube. And we here, man. And new merch is coming soon. I hope y'all like this shirt. It's dope, right? Inspired by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Let me talk. I'll be your boy Rim. I'm off this.
Van Ness gave birth to a lot of G's, a lot of D's, a lot of fiends, and a lot of weeds. Summertime shooter, my youngest still learning how to squeeze. Eating good, spicy lobster tail with the collard greens. I'm a king, now let me sit on my throne. You niggas needed help to do that shit I did on my own.